The first time I drove a GT40, I knew I had to have one. I like doing things different. Modern aero, modern wheels, and then the final piece was modern drivetrain.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA. Today we're down at V's Performance in the city of Orange, where obviously they do a lot of work on super performance cars. Today we're shooting with my buddy Doug. Woo! You guys have seen Doug in previous episodes. I mean, you've been at Super Performance for quite a while.
When I started working for Super Performance 6 years ago, the first time I drove a GT40, I knew I had to have one. I already had it built in my head in a completely different car. I like doing things different, and I was actually watching Le Mans in 2017. I was watching 24 Hours of Le Mans. I was watching the Ford GTs go around the track in the red, white, and blue livery and everything, and the wheels started turning. I'm like, why not put the new livery on a Mark I GT40? I wonder how that would look. And then it just started cascading from there. Modern aero, modern wheels, and then the final piece was modern drivetrain. True to the GT Le Mans car, it's a 3.5 V6 EcoBoost twin turbo.
I gotta tell you, dude, part of me is, you know, I'm a V8 guy, right?
Yeah.
And I know you are as well.
Yeah, totally. That's where I got to give credit to Rich Watus at MagnaFlow. They're obviously one of the sponsors of the car since they had it in their booth, and Rich custom fabricated the exhaust on this car and made it sound as good as you can make an EcoBoost sound.
I mean, dude, it sounds nasty. Jeez, dude. Can we pop the clamshell and talk about what's going on?
Yeah, this is where most of version 2.0 was focused, was on the engine, because we didn't have time to do what we wanted to do for SEMA. This was a labor of love by these guys.
Yeah.
Pablo and Darnell and Vlado, they poured their heart and soul into this. So
It's the same engine that's in the Raptor, right?
no, it's actually an F-150 takeout motor. It wasn't even a Raptor motor. We sent the engine up to RPG Racing Engines up in Fresno. They do a lot of stuff on Ford modular motors, especially for drag racing. And so what I'm set up now is on 93 octane, because that's what we have in Florida. So Vlado actually went and bought a barrel of 93 so he could tune it. It's making just about 500 wheel on 93 octane, which is perfect. If I ever want to go do a top speed run or something crazy, I can swap it over to E85 and up the boost.
Dial up boost.
And then, you know, get close to 700.
The other thing I love that you did, because the stance, obviously, this is how it sits at ride height, right?
Yep. Still have air on the front for a front end lift. Obviously, with the front splitter especially, you know, it makes it a lot more drivable getting in and out of parking lots and over speed bumps and things like that.
So now when you drop it down, there's no bag involved, right? It's sitting solely on the shock?
It's on the shock. And you can even drive it lifted. It's called a cup system. So there's a little cup on the end of the shock, and we'll be able to show you that. So the front splitter, Common Fibers up in Washington State, they engineered the front splitter for the cars. They did the custom canards for the front, so it's a direct copy off the Ford GT Le Mans car. And then HRE really came through big time as a sponsor for the car. Their wheels are badass. Never ever thought I would have a set of HRE wheels on my car. 18's front, 19's rear, 325 on the back, 255 on the front. Wing from APR, they hooked me up with their GT wing, and we put the Ford GT logo on it. You don't really need it. This was more of an appearance item to get the look of the modern Ford GT car. For track days, I take the wing off because it's just drag. You don't need it. This car has so much rear grip.
Does it?
Yeah.
You don't,
the last thing it needs is more rear grip.
I got you.
Yeah, but the wing it's mounted to the transaxle, so which is mounted to the chassis, so essentially a chassis mounted wing. LED taillights, just to update a little bit. LED headlights, and then inside, Stitchcraft did some custom seats for me. It's got the Future 40 logo on there. Still has some grommets to kind of harken back to the original seats. Yeah. But not as many, and then a little more side bolstering.
Yeah, and it looks slightly more padded in the back as well.
Yeah. A lot of padding. I sit up pretty high in the car. This car will accommodate somebody. We've got customers up to 6'6" that fit in the GT40. Yeah, I wanted to do right-hand drive, right-hand shift. That was because this is my favorite things of the old car and new car. And one of my favorite things on the old car is the story of the right-hand drive, right-hand shift. This car was designed to race at Le Mans. The pits are on the right-hand side, so for driver changes and things like that, they wanted the driver over here, but they also wanted the driver to still shift right-handed. So the still mounted shifter is really cool. And I did speed HUD electronic gauges just to jazz up the inside a little bit. So that, along with the APR mirrors, APR hooked me up with some really nice mirrors, same one Chris Ashton used on his car. I love it. It's just such a nice driving car. I've gotten about 5 minutes in it since the rebuild for version 2.0. And I love everything about it. I can't wait to get more seat time and especially to get it out on track.
Awesome. Well, I've heard this thing. I've seen this thing. I want to go for a ride in this thing.
Yeah, time to stop looking and get cooking, baby.
That's it.
Been too long.
Woohoo! I love it. I haven't heard that in so long.
All right, key on, clutch in. You good with the pedals because they're really close.
Yeah.
Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa!
I guess not. That was the brake.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
They're
about
close.
that, Doug.
That's okay. I did it. I did it when I first started it up.
I thought I was on the brake. Sorry about that.
It's
Doug.
okay, man. You didn't hear anything.
Oh, we get to hear them turbos now. Wow. The sounds of this car, brother.
That's a lot of the appeal to me. I've always wanted to do a turbo car, so this is just, it's a learning experience, right?
Yes, totally.
Much as I appreciate horsepower and fast, one of the things I really wanted to focus on with this build was having reliable power and a balanced car.
Jeez, dude.
Isn't that fun?
By the way, that was only 5,000 RPM.
I know. It comes on like about 2,500, 3,000, then it just
But it
really
starts
comes on.
to come on.
Yeah.
Yes. What is your rev line? What did you set a rev limit at?
I think they've got it set at 6,500. We did an episode of Head to Head for Motor Trend with Johnny Lieberman and Jethro Bobbington.
Yeah.
And Jethro's he loves the GT40s. But Johnny had never been in one, and they were in the other Future 40, and Johnny went nuts over it. I saw him at the Jetport party at Monterey Car Week, and he was just going on and on about the GT40 and how much he loved it.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's a hard...
Bye-bye.
Son of a bitch. I mean, it really comes on, bro. But yeah, if you're a motorsports enthusiast, I mean, you have to love the GT40, the history of the cars. It's the greatest story in motorsports, in my opinion. Jeez, dude. I mean, that was third gear, and I mean, you know how mild I'm being on your accelerator right now. It just, what's interesting is once it starts pulling, it starts making, you can tell, it starts making a bunch of torque.
Yeah. You were talking about the gas pedal being a little stiff, but you know, it's partly on purpose because I know how you like it stiff. Fuck. Wow.
Yeah, you're right. Around 4,500 is when it starts. It's really spooled and pulling. It's so mechanical sounding, dude. It's hearing that transaxle.
Yeah.
Dude, right-hand drive cars, I do that all the time.
Yep.
I'm way too far to the left.
The first time I drove a GT40, it was an extra wide body Mark 1, and I kept hitting the lane markers.
It's such a, it's just your perspectives change so radically. Are you in love?
I love
Not
it.
with me. I know you're in love with me. Are you in love with your car?
The car too, yeah.
Yeah.
Car
yeah,
too.
Yeah.
Still just getting a feel for it.
Of course you are, bro. Boy, the brakes are amazing on this thing, aren't they?
They're good.
So what did you say? It's Willwood 6-piston
Yeah.
front and rear?
Yep.
And it's all manual.
Yeah, all manual.
Bitchin'. I mean, quickly, you just walk past, we'll just call it triple digits. We'll leave it at that. Holy cow, man.
Holy shit. That's the hardest pull I've done in it so far, and it's not even near, like,
No, you're not even banging on it yet.
oh my God. Oh my God.
Well, yeah, right? I'm, oh my God, with you.
That was, it sounded like a misfire or something.
Something sounds funny, huh?
Something sounded weird there.
Why don't we do a turnaround and we'll call it? That's enough for flybys. You don't need to beat
It's okay,
on
we
it
can do
anymore.
one more. It should take it. The temps are all good, pressures are good. Plus, I just want to see if it does it again.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got a little pop something going on there.
Yeah, there's something up back there. Son of a bitch, dude.
Didn't slow it down any.
Well, I am super stoked for my friend Doug to finally have this car out on the road. And I tell you what, man, it just pulls. I mean, when that boost comes on, this thing is a beast. I want to hate 6-cylinder twin turbo, but I just can't because it just flat out works and the car sounds amazing. Just truly like knocked out by this thing. And I hope you guys enjoyed this because God, I had a blast shooting this one. All right, man, I'll see you in the next one. Later, guys.